Alrighty, well, we have another nice day in Florida here. It's kind of a warm one. It's kind of a warm one. I know I've gotten used to the cool weather. Can't call it cold because we're in Florida. The cooler weather, because I was like, man, it is a scorcher today. 75 degrees. Yeah, not looking forward to summer. So today we are not working on any of the cars as much as it pains me. Been building the K-Swap Zafiro. I've been having an absolute blast doing all the fab work on this thing, and there's so many things I want to do, and it's so hard for me to take a step back from working on this to do something else, but we've got more pressing matters to attend to, and that is some shop upgrades. So there are some upgrades we need to do in here, which will make our life working on that and everything else a lot easier. So we might as well get them done now. That way our life's easier earlier. We're also working around a bit of clutter. I sold my race trailer, my enclosed gooseneck trailer, topic for another video, but all of that stuff in there kind of just exploded into the shop, and there's a lot of stuff: wheels, tires, fuel jugs, straps, parts bins, more tires. So we're having to work around a little clutter, which if you know me, you know that drives me absolutely insane. As soon as the outside of the shop is closed in, that will be a whole lot simpler because I can much better organize everything. I'll have a tire rack and so on and so forth, but that hasn't happened yet. We're still waiting on permitting. It's just been one of those things, like we're pretty much done and then they asked for one more thing. So, you know, I thought it was gonna be like a week, like a month ago. So I'm not getting my hopes up until it's like actually happening. I'm just trying to put it out of my mind for now. So we're working with what we got, and I mean, it's still a plenty good space. So we're doing just fine, but we're gonna make some upgrades to it. So the first thing I wanna tackle is lighting. So in here, where the Zafiro is, which is the main project at the moment, we have the least light. We've only got one 8-foot 2 fixture light deal. Now I replaced the fluorescents with LEDs and they're a bit better, but we've got that one and then 6 more over here. And they work all right, but it's definitely not enough light. At night it's okay, in the day it does nothing. Now normally I use this kind of light, which I have in here. So these are like 8-foot. You screw these little clips in, you pop them in, and they kind of daisy chain together, and these work pretty well. But we put almost 50 of these in my buddy's 40 by 50 shop, and thinking it was gonna be just way too bright, and it was like, man, it could honestly be brighter. So, I mean, plenty of light, but I wanna try a different direction with out here, because during the day, even with it closed in, with the bay doors open, you're always fighting the light that's coming in from the sun. So like, as much light as you can have, it's gonna be better. Moral of the story. So, all that being said, first project is lighting, and we are trying out a little bit of a different solution here than our little strip lights that I normally use. So let's get this unboxed, I'll show you what it is, and we'll see what we need to do to get them installed. So what we got this time is these high bay lights from Hyperlight. So these are their 2-foot high bay lights. I forget does it tell me the exact lumen output? 14,000 lumens per. So these crank out a ton of light each. And I'm really curious if having 9 of these would be better than just lining it with strips of the other ones. All right, I'm really excited to try this out. I want to try something different this time. All right, picked up some 14 gauge Romex wire. Got some small junction boxes. Should have, yeah, these guys. These to clamp the wires into the junction box. So we're stocked up on electrical stuff, let me tell you. All right, it's time to get to it. So we'll take it one row at a time. Obviously the car is gonna be in the way, so I'm gonna have to push the Zafiro out of here, get it out of the way. We'll start hanging our lights and running our wires. It's been a while since this thing's even been up on the lift, let alone off it. It's kind of cool to see it out in the sun. I think I want to spread that out a little more. That's just a little too far forward to put the next one right there. All right, I got all three up. I am gonna move this one forward, backwards, whichever direction you wanna call it, just because I don't want it to get in the way of putting in the bay door, and the roll-up's gonna be like right in there. And just so it looks more uniform, I think it'll still cast plenty of light out this way. It's just when the car's in here, it being a little further forward, it's gonna be directly over the car, basically. But I still think that's the best option. That'll keep them uniform. We can run them like that all the way across. It won't drive my OCD nuts for the one on each lift row to be further back. So I'm gonna redo that, move that. Little guy came out. What do you have on your back, bud? Little guy, what'd you get on there, bud? Dude, look at him with all these stickies. You're laying in ants, dude. Get up. Get up, come on, come on. I'm gonna wire up this row, hook it to this string in the junction box, and then this row will have light. Well, I got all the lights wired together and to the junction box. Now I just need to bring power and switch into the junction box, wire them to that, which is currently going to that light, and then we'll see if it works. Obviously I gotta kill the power to do that. That's why I have a headlamp. So I'm gonna go knock that out real quick and then we will give these a shot. I wanted to try it at night, the one row versus the two other rows, so we can see before we start tearing those out. All right, lights are wired. Oh, yeah, that's definitely worth it. I mean, like, these combined are probably about as bright as that one row. Oh man, I'm excited to do the rest of them now. It looks way cooler too. Dude, what a difference. All right, so those off, we don't have that much light. Like, it's almost back to normal. I mean, we had this one over there. Now we turn these on. Boom, dude, that is wild. Wild. Like, I mean, even with these off, we still got a decent bit of light. I mean, I probably could have got away with like centering those in the middle of the lift and just doing another row over here, doing 6 total. I probably don't even need that middle row, but my philosophy is always more light is better. These are way brighter than everything I've used before. Look at, like, dude, working on the car. This is why I did this before I did any more work, because now it's nighttime and I can see everything in the engine bay. Lighting projects are always so satisfying, because you go from like working in darkness, you don't even realize how dark it is until you have better light, and then you're like, I can see things. So anyway, it's obviously nighttime. We had a late start today, so pick this back up in the morning. We'll knock out these other 2 rows, and then we'll move on to the other shop projects. All right, time to dive back in now that we got some daylight. I've got all these lights out and prepped and ready to go. Got the mounts out, ready to go, so we should be able to just jam on through this. Enough jibber jabber. Let's get these lights ripped out and then start hanging the new ones. One row down, 1 to go. Gotta move this old girl first. All right, got all the lights down. Got them tossed in the truck to go to scrap. I'm honestly really glad to be getting rid of those crusty old fixtures. That's why I didn't replace them originally, because I knew that wasn't gonna be a permanent light solution. I knew I wanted to do something else. I wasn't sure what. I wasn't sure what my layout in here was gonna be. So anyway, yada yada, jibber jibber, jabber jab. Too much talking. All All right, we got all the lights hung. Looks like that one's maybe a little crooked. Yeah, that one's definitely a little crooked. So we'll have to fix that. The rest of them look pretty straight though. I mean, it's hard when you're mounting those brackets, but they have adjustability in them. Overall, went pretty smoothly, pretty easy. Got all the holes drilled for the wires to pop through. So now I just gotta go do the dreadful part of going up in the attic and popping all the wires through and routing them and stapling them and the fun stuff. I'll bring you guys up there and show you what it looks like up there once we get a little further along. I got all the wiring ran. I did have to go to the store and get more. That run around where the lift's gonna be is a long one. So I ran out on this one. So I only got 50 more feet and this is basically what we have left. And that was just for one run from that light to that light. So took up a lot of wire. I started with 100 feet. This is the second 50. So yeah, anyway, I've got all of these wired. I've got that one wired. Now that I've got the lead from there to there in, I can wire these two, you know, to the light themselves. Then we can take a gander at how this all looks. Let's finish this up. I figured I'd show you guys what I was talking about up here. So this is the board I had to pry up to get to the junction box, which is under there, and to run our next wire out to the next light. So they're all stapled, and then we've got the runs that go around the lift, boom, and then down to the next light, same here. This one comes up a little earlier, boom, boom. So it's a lot of wiring, and when the shop is closed in, I should be doing electric doors. So we'll have to get wiring installed for that, and then the lift wiring will have to come up here for the next lift. We got a lot of wiring, but you can see the cutout for the lift. The other one should go to about there-ish, somewhere, something like that. All right, anyway, back to work. All right, all the lights are wired. Haven't test tried it. Let's give it a shot. Little guy's even coming over to check it out. Oh, they all work. Wow, that is solid. Like even with the light coming in, that is a lot of light. I can't wait to see it at night. Look at that, it looks so snazzy too. Whoo, look at how much light we have in here. I don't know if you can tell on camera with all the daylight coming in, but we have a lot of light everywhere we need it. All right, well, this is it with all the new lights. Dude, I literally leaf blowed earlier today. Leaf blew the leaves? I don't know how you would say that. I've got a rake. At some point this weekend, it is just bad. The trees have been dumping leaves the past few days. It's like every day I walk out to like a million leaves on the driveway. Anyway, off topic jibber jabbering. I am super, super happy with the lighting. I am very, very glad I did that because I had to do something anyway because that one was only one. I needed to either, you know, get more fixtures and extend that row or change it up. And I am real glad we changed it up. It might be brighter out there than it is in here. And everyone always asks whenever I put lights in, what lights there. So these are Hyperlight. They're the 110 watt, if I remember right, 2 foot. I'll put a direct link to them below on Amazon. There should be these, the Will series. Yeah, should be these. I mean, you see them. Easy enough to find. All right, now we're moving on to another shop project that's also a fab project. I know. You knew I had to sneak a fab project in there. So this is it at night, and this works out really well because with the 2 rows, it's like a normal person's bright. It's like, you know, a nice brightness. You can see things, but it's not overwhelming. It's not bad. I like overwhelming, but for people who don't, right? So you're like, that's plenty of light, right? Ba-boom! It's like daylight in here. Oh, that's sick. I'm glad I did the 3 rows just so I have the extra light when I need it. All right. Anyway, I just had to show you guys that. Let's get into the fab project. So what we're doing today, what we need to do is build a holder for our rod holders. So these are TIG rod holders, so we have all our different TIG rods in here. So this one is aluminum. Oh, this one's like the heaviest one, it's the fullest. Stainless, 10 pounds of freaking stainless. And we got regular steel, and then we've got a different kind of aluminum, 5 series. And then a different kind of stainless. This one's meant to work with stainless, like welding stainless to mild steel. So we'll probably add some more oddball mixes into these 2, but these are the dedicated ones. We're either using steel, stainless, or aluminum TIG rod. But we're gonna make a bracket for all 5, so I don't have to shove them back behind the welding cart there. So we need to do some measuring, figure out how big our holes need to be, and what our spacing is gonna look like, and how big our bracket's gonna be. 64, and that is 51, so 2 inches. How big is this? 2 1/8, 54 mil. Dude, this is literally like the perfect size hole saw. Now we need to determine how far we want them from each other. Oh, we might not even have enough aluminum for this. I'm gonna have to re-up, dude. Oh no, we're good. We are good. I've been saving this factory straight edge for a while. Finally gonna use it. It's nice building something where dimensions aren't so critical. Like, it needs to be straight, but it's not like, if it's not straight, we're gonna have a gap when we weld. So, makes it a little easier. All right, now we need to bend it. All right, well, we got this thing clamped down, ready to drill our through holes. We need to build some brackets. We got a few things left to do to this guy, but I know we've been getting distracted a lot this video. Quick little side project. Weaves have been insane here. Like, the past few days, it was bad, but it's gotten way worse. My neighbor has like a leaf picker upper deal to hook to the back of a lawnmower. Went over there and realized I don't have a hitch. So we're gonna make a quick hitch so I can use that, so I can clean the leaves before it gets dark, and then we can get back to the inside projects we don't need daylight for. So, time to build a quick little trailer hitch. Well, way too cold. I was in a rush, I didn't want to stop, but I mean, it's a trailer bracket. It's not doing much. We gotta drill 2 holes to mount it to the frame deal, then 1 hole here. It's still pretty hot. Well, surprisingly, I got the holes in the right place. Need a wrench. Yeah, I mean, I was gonna add bracing, but it's sturdier than this is, so. Sweet, that was a quick bracket. I'll pull it back off and paint it when we're done, but I'm trying to get this knocked out during daylight, so it's still hot. Let's get to it. Can literally see more leaves falling. I got the bulk of them. There's still some back in there I've got to get, and there's some in here. They're just so hard packed. I'm gonna have to get them with a rake. You don't realize how many leaves there are until, like, that are on the ground until you scoop them. Look at this pile of leaves. And this is like, there's still plenty of leaves to go around. Plenty of leaves for everybody. Yeah. That's a lot of leaves for not getting all the leaves, but got a good bit of them. It's getting dark, so we're gonna get back to work to the actual shop upgrades. Trying to get as much as I can done on the weekends here. Look at the leaves falling. Bane of my existence. As much as I love trees, I hate the leaves. What a hypocrite. All I talked about when I bought this place was how much I loved the trees, how great the trees were. Now here I am complaining about the leaves. Idiot. Let's get back to work. All right, so we got our spots all marked. On the drill. That was a little messy. All right, let's give it a shot. Oh, that's like perfect. Literally perfect. Man, I'm really unsure if I need to add bracing to this or not. I guess what we could do, we could drill the holes to mount it on the wall, put the rod in, and just see with each one of these, say, filled up to the max of about 10 pounds. I don't know, we'll see. Let's figure out what our hole spacing needs to be for 2x4s and mount this thing. These are the two heavy ones. Oh, it didn't even flex. All right, cool. Yeah, we definitely don't need braces. Sweet. Now that is not a great spot for it, temporary spot, because I've got steel belts and then those are my aluminum belts. But we don't really have any other wall space at the moment until we get the dang front of the shop closed in. We are working very temporary and limited in here for now, which it is what it is. We make it work. You know, we have, I mean, at the old shop at Ben's place, I had a welding table, a 4x8 steel table. Now I'm working on this, and we're working it. It's working. We're getting stuff done. So as much as I'm anxiously awaiting the shop being closed in, you know, we're making this work. We're making this work. I just hate how things are temporary. I hate having clutter, like wheels piled up just in the middle of my workspace. That just drives me nuts. It's just one of those things. Like, I like having a place for everything and everything in its place. I hate having this clutter. I have way more stuff. I have 30 pounds of stuff in a 20-pound box at the moment, and soon we'll hopefully have 30 pounds of stuff in like an 80-pound box, and we'll be good to go, or we're gonna go 50. Anyway. Jibber jabber. Man, this looks good though. I love having them all different colors. Snazzy. It's something I've been meaning to do for a while, so I didn't have to keep digging them out of back there. So it came out nice. All right, I'm gonna clean up. This is driving me nuts. All right, well, it dawned on me what the final project I wanted to get done was. I recently got this Rogue Fab tubing bender. This thing is so sick. So anyway, I wanted to get this built and assembled. Maybe even build a stand for it, but we kind of blew through the day, so we're not gonna have time for that. But this thing is sick. I can't wait to use it. We'll be building a bash bar for the Miata with it. That'll be the first project, but I gotta go get material for that, and realistically, we need more room. We are pretty tight on space. Hopefully the closing in thing happens soon, but anyway. Happy with how this came out. Glad I didn't have to brace it, flex it a little bit, but it doesn't really bow at all when you put all the weight on it. And these are each 10 pounds minimum. But it looks nice, dude. The belt grinder just makes such a big difference, and just the fit and finish of something. Being able to get these nice, even rounded edges. Overall, super happy with it for how quick of a project it was. Now, our rod holders have a holder. Before we sign off here, because it is dark, because those leaves took up a lot of my day. Freaking leaves, and there's more falling. I want to show you guys the lights one last time. Little guy came by to check them out. I don't know if you can see him. Little guy. All right, fine. Super bright. Super, super bright. I'm very happy with how that came out. I'm glad we decided to go with the high bay route instead of doing the long lights. It's a lot more light than I've ever had. So, and the light is everywhere. Like, it's just so nice. Like, oh, I want to look back in this corner. I can see. But, yeah. Long jibber-jabbering way of signing off, saying that's going to be it for this video. No, it was a bit sporadic, but we got some good progress done. So we got plenty more work to do. We always got plenty of work to do. Once the shop's closed down, we will have a million of shop projects to do. But until then, we're just going to keep chipping away, keep trying to make it as good as we can for what it is, and try to constantly increase the workflow. So anyway, again, jibber-jabbering on still. That's going to be it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Goodbye.